me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Covid money, miss you, we eat the your little rat you. Use the youth, them on the waste, and bust a man to statue. Say we like a catch you, but we got in a figure you. Take the spit of money, God, and say that is not you. On the head, the man above him, look him, I got a bet too much. It in the kitchen, some of my well like a pat too. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me
300% free.
It burn me
Garbage pile of the day.
It burn me
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me
I see corruption cease.
It burn me
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
Come me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The 100 the promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rap and they down in our fever. Member bold money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start and thief when them sell.
It burn me
Or they treat the market man.
It burn me
Or them a treat the cat man.
It burn me
Or they treat the peanut man.
It burn me
Or them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me
Or them a treat the soul man.
It burn me
Or them a treat policeman.
It burn me
Or them a treat soldier man.
It burn me
Or them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again.
Stevie dim day. We in Global TV says certain kind of friend we no cape. And some informer friend we love lake. We in Global. Bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global. We not promote them. We not support them. Look at them on the cheek come here represent for. We in Global TV. Check it.
Good evening, and welcome. Sorry about this morning. I was busy and on the street. And StreamYard is giving a lot of problem. I'll be behind the screen tonight because StreamYard is giving loads of hokum. I can't put in my background. I can't upload my slide the usual way. And StreamYard charge with so much money a year time. But yet still, it's one problem after the next. All of a sudden, we can't get my background in. Hey! Andrew Holness catch them. And like how them turn up behind Andrew Holness and say, greatest leader since sliced bread. Andrew, no, you know that. Andrew like to throw you all under the bus. To my community party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good evening. Good evening to everyone on TikTok. Good evening to everyone on YouTube. Marcia Thomas, Sophia Hall, Debbie Jarvis TV, Real Sweet, Dorothy Elliott, Jason Kane, Empress Deb, Karen Namad, Yvonne Riley, Valerie, Michelle Lewis Wilson, Canadian Girl, Nadine Dyer, Patrick Evans, Raymond G. Good evening, Yvonne Riley. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Even my video them not loading, but you all must be aware of the protests of hotel workers in Montego Bay of what? Breathless and whatever is that their name. But looking into the tourism industry in Jamaica, a lot of it, Elga Fletcher, it's tied, Violet Watson, with Andrew Holness rebranding of Jamaica. Because when you look across the tourism industry, secret and breathless, thank you, Renice Nicholson. When you look across the tourist sector, the Spanish them heavily control a lot of those all-inclusives and so on and so forth. They run a lot of those big hotels. So now you understand why Andrew gone so far to rebrand Jamaica, because Spain is saying it is too Jamaicanized. We can't carry so much foreigner come here, come spend money upon an island, and everything is so Jamaicanized around them. So we have to do some rebranding. We have to do some rebranding of the Jamaica culture. So that's why you see the Prime Minister run Ghana, Spain, Keith Matthews, because the Prime Minister, once again, as usual, is catering to the slave master, what the slave master wants, Wayne Jones. So because the tourists them, the Spaniard them, control a huge chunk of the tourism sector, then the Prime Minister think to say the Spaniards are the best suitable to redefine brand Jamaica. So now you understand where it is going. But I only hope these hotel workers can stand firm and can hold out, because if they don't, it's going to go back to the same old, and change needed in that sector, because more and more you're finding out that these people are being used. They are being used on a daily basis. I only hope they can find courage within themselves to continue to stand up for themselves and to demand the wages and the working rights that they all deserve. And I hope all Jamaicans who suffer from these terrible working conditions can come to the realization to say, you know what? If we don't stand up and demand it, we're never going to have it. I wonder if we can access those videos from the Gleaner and see the Facebook page, because all that StreamYard is just musho tonight. No, I want to go Facebook. It's easier to find those videos there. Hold on. Can we go get to Andrew tonight, you know? Andrew come out with another excuse again. When we don't think nobody did ask him for, people just ask him for doing job. But tactically, Cousin Andrew knows say the 10 months we have left, there's not much. Let's go to the Jamaica Observer first. He don't have much we can accomplish in the time we have left. And rather the Prime Minister try him best to do what him can. What he does is go around every day and tell we a whole heap of new story of how good things are. But no. I will continue to talk while I go over to the Gleaners page because they have a longer video which I want to bring you. But the Prime Minister reached a way now where him even throw him very own under the bus. But we will get to that later because the Prime Minister don't remember, say, when he open his mouth, what he does is pave the way for a lot of questions. Because you can't just come out so and tell we half a story and not tell we the rest. And know, say, we're going to ask for the rest of it. Right, let me bring up this video for you. And then after we watch this video, we'll come back on the other side.
So one thing. So what is a union?
Yeah, we lead, I know. They're afraid to talk. Are you tell me saying? What is good? People to meet and come and tell what to decide to do and move. But people to meet and come and tell me what to decide to do. Yeah. There is no money. Money just catch a one part and can't move. By the time for me people get looked at, I mean,
RJ Wagwan.
I get paid Thursday, Friday before pay come.
Friday 5:30.
Every week. Yes. Yes, it go change. You don't see no one change. A two bartender run one bar. I have to do bar porter work. You have to do every type of work. A bar was supposed to work with 4 bartenders. A bar support, which is the bar porter. 2 bartenders do that. And then supervisor tell us, say, yo, bar jump out the ice, say, if you run go for ice and come back and I'm tell you, say, if you left the bar, left the service and go feed. A slavery in a brother. I'm going to tell him directly. Put on my name because I don't care. Because I tell him already. And when he tell me, say, yo, it's a strong word, I say, hey, come to HR with him. I tell him, say, I don't care. I say, yo, carry go there. Because I will go tell him. I'll go back because I'm tell him something for you. Yeah, man. Brother, $1.95 you work for one, brother. And the money you pay, you have to pay, brother. You understand me? Maybe $2, brother. How, brother? If you do something when if you have a bar, run a bar and kill yourself, I run up and down, brother. You come and work a month, you can't find no use a morning time. You run gas storm to try to get things on storm. When the gas storm, you get from storm. I one man in a storm, I'll tell you, say, yo, brother, me under pressure. You can't kill him. I can kill him a fight, you don't go fight. You understand me? You fight, you don't go fight, brother, it don't make no sense because guess what? You fight over the big man things. You can't do that, brother. You understand me? So, brother, a slave, bro. Just like with them right now.
Mele Galligan, the rest of Mele. Like to be part of our police. And like I said to everybody, we'll be back to in 24 hours with the summit conflict answer.
The concerns, overwork,
low wages. What do you have to say about that?
That's correct. The low wages, I talked to them. I'll be back tomorrow. The overwork is like a shorter staff, so we need to improve.
Look how much a year, how much is sent in a year after Christopher Columbus come discover we. Christopher Columbus picnic them still come back as slave we. After Christopher Columbus find we where it exist already, you know. Christopher Columbus find existing people. But Christopher Columbus children them and them come back as slave Jamaicans for slave wages. And at them same one Andrew turned to rebrand Jamaica's image. You couldn't make it up. And then them talk about we're emancipated and we're independent.
Improve our hiring process to give all the poor mining guys in order to operate in a very nice way. I was listening about the housekeeping women. That's why I need to understand in order to fix them. Right. Yeah, because I want to have my
I
stuff.
just stand here with all this stuff around you. What's happening inside?
I'm sorry?
What's happening inside now while we're out here with all this stuff?
I mean, we are facing some challenges. I understand their frustration. I understand really. That's why I'm here. The Rose is here. The HR is here. In order to understand, to listen from them, and we need to come back with a real solution for them. That's what we want to do.
Senator Janice Allen, and I am the Shadow Minister of Tourism, Opposition spokesperson. So I'm here this morning having received a call not too long ago that the staff are out striking. And this follows on the heels of recent action by other staff members elsewhere. Just last week in the Senate, we had the senator on the government side who is in charge of the Bustamante Industrial Trade Union, speaking of the importance of tourism workers and their conditions of employment and the importance of ensuring that workers are fairly treated and treated in a way that make them feel like they're part of and partners in the tourism industry. What we see here and some of the concerns raised are important concerns that must be heard. And I look forward to having the discussion with management as to the urgency with which they're going to address these concerns. Some of them include the calculation of their, not incentive, but calculation of their commission in terms of some of the services that they provide, whether it's in the spa or elsewhere. And just generally, contract work seems to be a constant issue. In terms of, there are people who are saying that there are people here for 13 years, 16 years on regular contract, year in, year out. And this will make it impossible for them to do business outside because of not having security or tenure. So these are crucial matters that I'm very interested, and it's very important that we have them addressed and have them attended to. Because at the end of the day, the workers are the backbone of the industry, and the tourism industry is indeed vital, and the tourism industry must, at the end of the day, be there to serve the people as it is to serve the economy of the country. So I'm here to address and speak to the people, and also speak to the management of the
They feed you, they clean up after you. They deserve it. They deserve it, man. The staff treated us amazing, right? I mean, everybody out here. You guys run this place. Yeah, you love each other. Right. Hospitality is awesome. Everything's clean. The food is always delicious. They're not paying us for it. Right. Give them some more money. I mean, you guys deserve it. They deserve it. Give them some more money.
You know, there's no entertainment. You know, it's a lot less fun. You kind of stand around. Nobody's talking to us.
Would this affect you coming back to Jamaica? Based on what is happening here, do it affect you coming back to Jamaica?
No, man, absolutely not. I'm still going to be out here. I love it out here. I don't even want to go home.
What we need for here to come off our road because it's paid, you're not going to get paid today. You can't get paid today.
Well, one of the things he just expressed is about a commitment in 24 hours to look at it.
So why can't we hold to the 24 hours commitment?
No, this is different. 24 hours. It's tomorrow.
The difference today is...
Hold on. You have been given 24 hours publicly. Okay. The media captured the GM saying it publicly. Hold on, man. Resident manager, a representative of the hotel has given 24-hour commitment, right? Which is basically 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Like and share the live, people. Don't make me have to start quarrel. Please like and share the live.
Hold on. And you know me never tell you no lie. I never me never tell you no lie. Yeah. I never tell you no lie. We said 24 hours. Me different, but we still work one place. We have said 24 hours. May I beg us? 24 hours. We must can work with that.
Well, I only hope they return with a solution in the 24 hours and the workers' demands are being met. It is time, though, for Colonel Charles, the Minister of Labor and Social Security, to take legislation to Parliament protecting workers' rights. Make sure people stop work on these absurd contracts for years without proper employment with rights and benefits. Where is Colonel Charles in all this? Janice Allen and Edmund Bartlett can go show solidarity, meet with the people, talk for the people. But Colonel Charles, the Minister of Labor, if they're so caring as they say they are, it's time for Colonel Charles to bring legislation to Parliament to protect workers' rights and to stop with these, make sure employers, especially hoteliers, cannot abuse employee with these contract where them not have no rights and them can't get to do anything because you can't show say I'm permanently employed here. You can't go get no mortgage, you can't go get no loan, you can't go get no this because you cannot show that you are permanent employed. And you're there for years working. Years and years working. If Colonel Charles cares so much at Sinting Academia, them for concern about beat and teach Wagwan, Sharon Bernard, Kate M. Colin, Asima Color, Ron Wonders, Lawrence Wood, Joy. Everybody, good evening. Colleen Allen, good evening. Everyone, good evening, and welcome. And Jose Willie Don, good evening. And to my friend them on the bus. Don't say me say. Anjo say. But before we go to Anjo, Clyde Green say, nobody wanna plant the corn. Everybody wanna raid the barn. But Clyde Green say, I will not allow them to raid the barn again. Nobody want to plant the corn, he said, but everybody want to raid the barn. We will not allow them to raid Jamaica barn again. He's speaking about the People's National Party, that all the People's National Party does is raid Jamaica's barn. But the People's National Party, he alluded to, cannot show any corn they have planted over Jamaica. And Mrs. Soda, a flight green, but then I go talk say me say flight green, say, Ladybug, how you do? But then go on, go act like A me talk it a Flight Green says so. Flight Green said, just like a how Andrew said, I will not allow PMPism back in this country. Flight Green said, I will not allow Raidbanism back in this country. But them keep on telling us about the glorious accomplishment of the Andrew Holness-led regime. Andrew Palmer, good evening. How are you? Andrew Palmer on TikTok, good evening. Them tell me about the glory of Andrew Holness' accomplishment. But note carefully, when them are talk about Andrew Holness' accomplishment, they cannot itemize them. They only talk about Andrew Holness' accomplishment. And anytime you hear Andrew himself attack, Andrew only talk about house and road. Beside the economy, good economic management where we can name, and normally house and road, the Prime Minister talk about. But the Prime Minister's eyes has suddenly been opened. Oops, there's the Prime Minister. What a blunder. Holness admits some JLP MPs, plural, Prime Minister, falling short, vows to improve service. You was on cartel, you know. If this is not worse than cartel, Prime Minister, tell me what it is. Because I just wait the whole of them run come out. Anything time, how are you? The whole of them run come out. Nearly most make bus bunks them down in order to tell the whole world what a great, shining, upstanding object that you, Andrew Holness, are.
That I stand in full support
of the best Prime Minister
since 1962.
Kathy,
He's
how
the
are you?
man of integrity, love, and I'm very lucky to have an outstanding Prime Minister, a leader that we can be so proud of.
The transformation.
I just gave away 87 black tanks.
Is the best we have had. Southwest St. Elizabeth is in full support. Ladies first. Of the most honorable, I should say, Dr. Andrew Michael Holness.
How could I not support a leader who is moving Jamaica forward?
Andrew Holness, continue to be the leader you are.
And I'll do everything in my powers to ensure that he
lead until he is ready to go. Prime Minister and party leader, Andrew Holness.
Right, Prime Minister, your joke is my pain, Raymond Wood. This your information too little job for somebody like me. Just to come out and say some of your MPs falling short. What does that mean? You mean falling short or they're a complete failure? They have underperformed. But take one thing, you are their manager, aren't you? Our corporation, Prime Minister, that you are running, you are the chief executive of our corporation, are you not? And it is you, Prime Minister, that is responsible for all those employees under you, all 49 thieves, isn't it? You never said PNP MP falling short, you know. You said JLP MP. But it was you, Andrew Holness, who told us you're going to make sure they all have job description. can you, Prime Minister Carl Roberts, provide us, Brittany Brent, provide us, please, Prime Minister, with a copy of that job description that you have given to your employee. We are speaking in the employment spheres now, Prime Minister. Let's see a copy of that job description that you promise that all MPs will have. You didn't stop there, did you? You went quite much further. After the 300% pay rise, you, Prime Minister, told us that no MP can shirk their work anymore because una never get no good money and now una been paid to do the job. So no. It was your words, you know. Can't say or cannot do because una getting paid at the rate of what una ought to be doing. Given all that, Prime Minister, you make sure after the 300% pay rise, you were going to make sure they work according to the pay where them I get. You planned a job to make sure they've given a job description. At what point, Prime Minister, and at any point, have you had an appraisal? Have you had a one-to-one with any of these failing MPs? And by the way, Prime Minister, don't you think if you, the chief executive, have come out to the public and identify that some of the staff that we are paying, we're not getting diddly squat for it, wouldn't you want to point out who those staff members are to the board of directors, Prime Minister? Wouldn't you want to point them out? So therefore, Prime Minister, if you identify that your staff aren't working, then you are to take the necessary measures. Name and shame them. Give them particular deadline to meet, Prime Minister. Make sure they have a mandate to be on the ground in their constituency doing the work they need to do. Make sure, Prime Minister, they also identify projects in their area for economic development or social advancement, Prime Minister. Because you did a 9 year now, and you just realize that your whole fleet is failing. That fleet, though, Prime Minister, which you depend on to elect you for another third term. Which rumbar you did there, sir? Darty Brown. You have to stop a rumbar, or you have to stop on road. I go chat with your football friend them. To want to make sure you're elected for a third term, but all of the announces around you. We have to make sure, do the work, so you get your third term. You have come out and identified to us, Prime Minister, that these people aren't working. Where does you think the failure stop, Prime Minister? As the chief executive, if so much failing staff is under your tenure, where does you think the buck stop? Very much with you, if you are mistaken. It stopped with you. You're a chief executive which did not have your hands or eyes on the ball. Therefore, many have slipped under the net. Or is it we have a chief executive that do not care about the operations of our corporation? But the failure you are identifying, Prime Minister, is your very own failure. Because you should have identified this failure way before your 9th year. How you just come identify such a mass failure in your 9th year? If they have failed for such a long period, especially a lot of those who came in for during the 2020 general election, if you have issued out your job description as promised, if you have done appraisals and one-to-one in order to know how your team is progressing, is there any problem my team is experiencing? Is there any support that we could offer you to get you up to speed with what your job description is? Not a Kefenke Prime Minister. Not an ounce of it. You turn a blind eye hoping that we get hooked on your narrative and we just run along with the silly little things you say all the while and believe to say we swallow it hook, line, and sinker. It's not that you're being honest with us, Prime Minister. It's a matter of fear. You have been going around the country promising road, tell us a good economic management can name, whole heap of Anansi story. You have a lot of that under your belt. But oh, how sad that it take you so long to recognize the very thing that is very important to you, being elected for a 3rd term, and the people them where you employ in order to work as a team, Prime Minister. You're identifying failure thus far. What it is showing, Prime Minister, that you have identified there's no teamwork effort going on. Because if there was teamwork, Prime Minister, you would have identified quite some time ago that some of your MPs are falling short. But wouldn't you want to tell us who those MPs are so we can assist you in pushing them and guiding them as to what they ought to be doing and to get up to speed with? We're still waiting to see that job description, because if there's one Prime Minister, it ought to be public, because we employ and we appeal. But if a chief executive Prime Minister identifies such a major problem, amongst all the other problems that the chief executive is facing with trust, integrity, finances. The question is again, Prime Minister, is your tenure tenable? Have you lost the trust and the confidence of the people? Another question to ask, could this trigger the internal war that has already been going on in the Labour Party? Could this trigger an all-out war in public, given that they all stood behind Andrew Holness in his deepest and darkest days? But it is the same Andrew Holness who's throwing them under the bus and said, you're not doing your job. You're falling short. You're failing. Could this open a civil war in the Jamaica Labour Party? You're going to see greater efforts, and you're going to see us making contact with you directly from Party Central through your MPs. I don't think Jamaica need direct contact with us per se. What they need is to see the necessary improvement done within their community, such as their roads, their lights, their water, their drain and gullies cleaned. Young people have access to jobs, education, improvement in education, education for those with challenges. Those are the things that people are talking about. Every conference I notice the Prime Minister go to, the Prime Minister just talk about road, and how the economy is doing well. Can you not listen to the people and understand that the people are not feeling it? Can you not draw from the Democrats' experience, even though they talk about how well they done with the economy? The people weren't feeling it. They refused to speak much about it during the election, and people went otherwise. You cannot keep telling people how well, Sharon Bernard, how are you? How well the economy is doing. It's not been felt in the communities. When people go to the supermarkets, they cannot see where the economy is better. Even with a minimum wage rise twice, the people still cannot feel it. The reason for that is inflation and cost of living gone through the roof, petrol gone through the roof. So even though there's a rise in the minimum wage, them man in the shop take it back, because going to supermarket these days is more like a stress, because you have to either stretch the money or you have to mince it up in order to make ends meet. But the Prime Minister's a good economic management can yam. I wonder if it nyam raw or it cook, Prime Minister. But we want to know. We want to know who these failures that we have paid 300% pay rise to Prime Minister. We want to know who they are. You can't just come out and tell we say, why some failure about here, you know. We want to know. Him have to spend too much time to fix. They keep going back to the 18 years of the People's National Party. In his first 4 years, it's an argument that could possibly sell. But for a prime minister in his 9th year, in his 5th year of an overwhelming majority, the prime minister have not done well. I don't know if the country would want to keep a prime minister that under his watch, one of Jamaica's greatest icon was robbed. Even in the prime minister's office, billions is unaccounted for. It's the same at the Ministry of Health, 900 billion unaccounted for. Same at the Ministry of Education, 700 billion unaccounted for. But it is that same Minister of Education, Williams, who couldn't give an account for 700 billion, has become your finance minister. Could it be Andrew Holness that one of the failing MP is the MP we can't ongo say so present? We just ask, you know. We just ask if none of the failing MP is none of the one them we can string a few sentences together. A one day Fred Green involving the failing MP. A one day Nesta we say the only thing come from Moko good is peer. Where you ask to go around there, go upon your hands and your knee and beg and bawl because we need the seat for here say Kim give up on we. Who are they, Prime Minister? If you highlight, if you come out and you say there are failure amongst you, we the people deserve to know. We the people are paying them. We the people are paying them. And if you identify, say, idiot amongst you, fool amongst you, then talk. Or otherwise, you're collude with them. Have you given them job description? Have you pointed out to them tasks that they should have completed already? Have you given them a deadline, Prime Minister? But how could you? Are you responsible for Tri Bridge and any of the damaged bridge across the country? You know? I wonder if one of those failing MP could be you, Prime Minister. Because look upon Tri Bridge. Look upon the state of our roadways across the country. Could one of those failing MP underperforming MP, dereliction of duty MP. I wonder if one of them is you. I wonder if one is your wife. Who are they? You can't just come tell we say NPR failing and you cannot tell us who they are. That means so if you still appear failure, at least them depend on a set salary and there's not a mechanism of us sacking them before the next general election. So at least name and shaming is the tool which should be available to us at this point. We want to know who amongst you have identified that is failing in their job that's making you look bad. Because of that, I say, no, and I me look bad, people. People, and I me look bad. And then when I do them work, and I make me look bad. But then again, if you was such a good manager, head teacher K, Wagwan, if you was such a great manager, prime minister, if you was such a great chief executive, I mean, your managers below you, nobody no report to you, nobody never report to you all these 8, 4, 5, 9 years. For you just wake up this morning and find out, say, your MPs are failing. I know, make it up, we have been saying it for a long time. Welcome to the club, Andrew Holness. Glad you reach. Come late, but you really reach. You rolled up when dance soon broke up. All of the excitement of the dance over already. All of the good music them play off already. But welcome to the dance. You still come show your face. Can you plan to give job description? You, when you give the 300% pay rise, you said no that them a get paid properly. Them have to work. You've never once furnished us with job description for them. Show us where you have done any appraisal or one-to-one with them. Show us where you have given them any deadline in order to complete a particular task. Show us where you have given any of them support in areas where they're failing. If you can't show us that, Prime Minister, you, the chief executive, have failed. You're not hands-on. Your pen pushing is not working because you haven't got a hands on what you're doing. That is why you have identified failure 9 years after. In your 9th and final year, so you identify failure, you know. How long have we been saying it? Does the failure, Prime Minister, it's another question to ask. Does the failure amongst your MPs goes to the what's you gonna call it? Does it extend to your cabinet, Prime Minister? The failure of MPs that you have identified. We can't believe, say, in all this, Marlene Malaho, Fort Delroy, Chuck, and Horace Chang wouldn't come up. Nesta Morgan, the Treasure Cat. Of the failures you have identified, does any of this failure extend to your cabinet? If so, who and how does it affect the nation? Because our job is to run the nation. And you within the camp have identified failure. We want to assist you in addressing the issue. We can't address the issue if we don't know who the failure are and where the failure is. What is the particular failure? So we can help to give you advice and support in that area. Because we want you to do good, We want you to do good. Because it would be very amazing at this point to see you do good. So we want to see you do good. Come make we help teach you to do good. You need to stop talk, Prime Minister. I told you last night, and I'm going to say it again. Stop and take a breath. Stop and take a breath. The continuous yabbering, Prime Minister, because that's the stage where it is at now. It become a government of yabberer, minister of yabbering, Prime Minister. You are full of it. You just yabba here, yabba there, yabba, 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 Prime Minister. You need to calm down. Your mouth is putting you in trouble. What you ought to remember, your mouth may have done it for you for the 2016 general election. It may even have done it for you for the 2020 general election. But I am sure that same mouth, Prime Minister, you know the old phrase, say, cock mouth kill cock. That very mouth, Prime Minister, get you in a trouble. Tantamount of it. Irreparable trouble, Prime Minister. No, producer, make him keep on. Yeah, and don't realize he's running his dance party off the cliff. No, but the Prime Minister in his yabbering seeks to convince us of how good he's doing. The Prime Minister continuously, always open his mouth, hoping to get on our good side. Prime Minister, there's no good side of us left when it concerns you. That's why I'm asking you from last night, stop. Close your eyes. Listen. You need to be in darkness for a while. Your eyes, Prime Minister, is an illusion. And your mouth is following that illusion because you're telling us things that is not there and things that does not exist. Like the good economic management we can nyam and all those things. That's why I'm saying to you, stop. Nobody believes you. Everybody think you're a complete fool. Lunacy. Unhinged. Power-tripped Prime Minister. Optic sensitive Prime Minister. Calm down. Calm down. You won't get another term. The drive you're on to use 10 months or 9 months to do what you have not done in 8 or 9 years, Prime Minister. you will not be able to accomplish. Calm down. Calm down. I know your mind is in overdrive as to how to convince us and to get us back inside, because I am desperate to see some improvement in my electability and my credibility so I can call a general election so I can get to sleep at night time and stop fret. You have to plan to move on gracefully, Prime Minister. You see, just like when the whole of we find out say Biden mad were there, and Biden did have to go at Bellevue, go sit down. Your time is coming, Prime Minister. You have a long, a young life ahead of you, where you can go do many stealing and tell many lies out there, just not in our parliament. We not say you can't even tell lie, you know. It's not what we're saying. No, we're not saying that. We can't hold on by your hand, and we're not going to walk around follow you all the while. We not say you can't thief. We not say you can't tell lie. We're just saying, not in our parliament. We've had enough of it. We've had enough of the mistrust. We've had enough of the lies. We've had enough of the rolling scandals. You appeared as a diamond, Prime Minister. You are the first to let us know that diamond can rust. Because what you have turned into, you know, is a rusted diamond. You have become a rusty diamond. Don't turn upon your inner circle. It certainly isn't going to work. What you will be asking for is a civil war and a messy bloodbath in the Labour Party. You've stolen enough. You've created enough companies. You have done your full-time education. You have received your honorary accolades. If you don't feel like leave the country in peace, go on and leave the Jamaica Labour Party in peace. Because what you are doing to them is worse than what Siaga did. Which part you're taking the Jamaica Labour Party? You're taking it into a territory of unelectability. That's why every time you get a chance to roll in a mud like hog, you roll over the 18 years. But you and Bruce get 4, you get 8. What are you doing at that 12 years? What have you and Bruce done with that 12 years? Or particular you will have a decent 8 years to correct many of what you said PMPism has done in the country. It's not like you haven't had the chance to make the necessary correction. Look at what is called the FinSac debacle, as it is wrongly called, because FinSac, as I understand it, was a buttress for the economy not going under. The correct term would be more of a collapse of the Jamaica financial system, where FinSac was a solution to the economic collapse because of bad banking, non-regulation of banking, relaxed regulation, and giving out bad loans, creating bad debts. Even that, you promise us that that is going to show the country how the People's National Party broke the financial back of the country. Not even that one couldn't keep on a word too. On a promise with SSL report and FBI and all of that. You never know, say you and 7 of your team, the same team where you identify the failure in, you weren't aware that 7 of them is under investigation for illicit enrichment, just like you. So for you come out now and identify them failure, Prime Minister, who do you think have failed? You think we are going to blame the failure upon them? The failure is about you, the useless Chief Executive Prime Minister. You, the Chief Executive, where appropriations account of different departments are being outstanding. Appropriations account from your office, Prime Minister, is outstanding in billions. And you want to come out here, come tell us that Horace Chang asleep in a parliament, a road a run off pan roadside with man, our currency a tap pan road with bad man and gunman, our judge still a walk with stool for keeping wife calm when matey up in her mouth. Which is it? Who are they? So don't think of them we are going to blame. You are the one to be blamed. You are the loser here, Prime Minister. You have failed to steer the ship, Prime Minister. You steer this ship onto an iceberg. So don't come ask we help. If a thing a come here, come throw them under the bus. So we run after your failing MP them. No, an executive we go after. We go after the chief executive. People no can hit the like button. What do want me to do? Go into the pig, the hag pen, go walla in the mud and shit. Forget for the like, for the hit the like button. Me nah go into the pig pen. I'm not going in there, and I can't hit it for no one hit it. I'm not going into the pig pen tonight. So for no one hit it up to no. But don't come look help Andrew Holness. Don't come look help. Not even if I Everard Warmington and Pernell Charles. Because when you look on the roads across the country, Prime Minister, remember some man drop and dead right in a flight green big wet up hole where they drone in a flight green hole. Remember say Juliet Cockburn Flynn have all kind of pop-off mess. Currency and Morrison have all sort of going down in a Clarendon. Till all Anvars get fed up and say, you know what? Me no want to break anymore. Me no want to rest. Me a work overtime. All past Sunday, me a work. Darrell Vaz a figure go KFC. Because here the right truck say we have money to stand up a fast food place. So we not have a problem because we can buy fast food. And you want us to join up with you, Andrew Holness, to go talk say your MP them fail. you are the biggest failure amongst them. You have failed to steer the ship. You were looking after 3 company, 28 bank account, and a degree, a full-time degree. Where you get time for run with country doing all of them, there's something there. And then you want to come out here and come talk about your MP them fail. No, Andrew Holness failed. Minister of everything. Minister of failed promises. You are the one who have failed. Come off a Flight Greenback. Come off a Rhoda back. Come off a Crystal Lee back. Come off a Tova Hamilton back. You are the failure. You are the failure, Sharon Peart told you though. Are you one did a run around and do everything else but running the country? Althea, Winston Gibbs, Evan Bradshaw. What we paid you for, time come. You have been running around for 8 years doing anything but what we paid you for June plum 26. And now you want to come throw out your MP them for things the vloggers run one less. I got throw them up like wolves. No Prime Minister. We love Niam fish head. Prime Minister, we love Niam fish head. So therefore, we're going to start Niam the fish head first. We are going to start Niam the fish head first. Because you think to say, you can just tell we any sort of madness. And we just run with it. Carry it, go shop. Put it in our pipe and smoke it. Because I care Andrew Holness care about we, you know. Andrew Holness depend with side. So Andrew Holness I come tell we say, look here, and not my fault, you know. And them lazy MP where me employ. And the lazy MP them where you employ. All if it is 1,000 lazy employee, we know the fault is still yours. Because it's your job to make sure the country is run operationally. Operationally sound. But you don't have your hand on nothing. Not even the job description where you say you could even honor if you don't even serious about it. You would even write down something on paper where you can hold them to. 2 years after what do you place the name? Northeast. A Northeast, yes. 2 years after Northeast, been asking, crying out, and say, Marsha Simit, nah do not round ya. We don't want Marsha Simit round ya. You, Prime Minister, you never act when the people ask you for act. What you did, you turn a blind eye and you gave Marsha Simit a promotion. For whatever convoluted reason, we see a chop change with she and my youth there. We still await to see where I go do with the 2 empty seats in the Senate. But one thing you must also identify, Prime Minister. I don't know if you identify it, but me I go help you if you identify it. A part of this failure is yours and the central executive of the Jamaica Labour Party. The reason is, Prime Minister, UNO employ these people, UNO install these MPs, UNO give them a seat. So you, Prime Minister, what you did in particular during the 2020 rather, general election, you're bringing a whole pack of dunce, literal dunce, Prime Minister, because Dr. Campbell said the only talk and ever talk in a parliament are when she said present. There's a whole korobonko where you're having a parliament, Prime Minister, where outside of what is called sectorial debate or constituency debate or whatever, they don't speak at all. It's like there's no issue in their constituency which they can raise in parliament, which they can put question to a particular minister in charge of a particular area, maybe to do with roads or whatever other area to do with agriculture. You've never seen many of these women who Andrew brought in 2023. It's like they're just seat warmers. You don't even see they get into meaningful debate or meaningful representation of their constituency. All them prepare for do is sit down there and make noise. Speaking in the House of Parliament is not about Andrew and him cabinet. It's about all 63 MPs. Why Andrew have a pack of duns? Me don't know how you go help make it out in the Prime Minister, because see there, you come call them out. You see, if my boss call me out, Andrew, me no normally do better, me do worse. If my boss freak with me today at work, him know say tomorrow morning, him a hear say me sick, and me a sick for the rest of the week. And him have to pay me, and him can't question me, whether me as to why me sick. Him just cannot. So all look at me, Andrew Holness. If me I did one of your MP, me go pan sickness longer than when Valiant lick down Tufton, and Tufton hop go off and come back, come tell we say, now I understand what disabled people feels. That's how Christopherton learned from the accident, you know. Him know how disabled people feel. Jamaica is a sad state of affair. Jamaica is a very sad state of affair. And that's why you see so much is not happening in our country and around us, because nobody no really did it to take control of anything. It's just everybody do for themselves. Them appear we big now. We don't have to stress ourselves. Whether we do or we not do, we walk out with we pocket fat and we get we perks them same way. We can't claim for this, we can't claim for that. We can't claim for car where we not own like Dal Wimple and Kim and the all of them. We can't do any sort of malarkey that we want to do because you know say what? A free money we are spend. A idiot people money we are spend. Them don't understand what we should do for them. Them don't understand what we should do for them. Some could just continue to take liberty of them. Because that's all. It's quite shameless that I into the Prime Minister 9th year. The Prime Minister is identifying failure. That alone, Prime Minister, is a massive failure. That it took you so long, Prime Minister. Because you don't study now. Your company them straight note and up and running now, so you have more time to focus? Or is it because you try to convince we to vote for you again? That is something you're going to have to seriously give up on. You're going to have to abort that dream. I'm not saying you could get a third term. What I'm saying, though, you have not worked for it. What you come out and say is an acceptance, or not acceptance, admission of guilt, an admission of failure. You are admitting that you have failed. And therefore, when one admits such massive failure, the next responsible thing to do is to resign. You don't have time to repair the damages that have been done under your leadership. You definitely won't have time to repair them. You have just about 9 months left. You have rolled out a lot of grandiose airport here, airport there, road there, this there, that. You've been rolling out a lot of things. You won't be able to accomplish them, trust me. If you couldn't have strategized or accomplished any of these in 8 years, I mean, you think you're going to do it in 9 months? All right, Prime Minister, you said your what's it or other degree that you study, it's about crime. Listen here, let me tell you something. When you stop calling him Dr. Holness, stop it. Stop it. Because say, given say him study Jamaica, how crime affect Jamaica, and all of them start and all of them start there. And you mean say, out of doing such an illustrious degree, doctor-in-law and policy, you mean to say, out of that study what you do, you can come up with a crime plan where that's the specific area, Carlos Wagwan. That was the specific area you looked at during your degree where you claim to say you do online. I don't know who read your right if you're prime minister or in this modern generation if you get assistance from AI. I don't know. I really don't know. But shouldn't you, after doing such a degree, manage to come up with a crime policy? Because your thesis was in how crime affect Jamaica. I'm going to look back. I can't remember right now and I don't have the time to look. But the degree where you do, well then things say it's a PhD. The DLP where you do, where everybody I walk and attach PhDism to you. It should give you enough, Prime Minister, we can furnish us with a crime plan. Or coming like your degree now works, sir. Or you have to do such a spanking degree and have all India. I call you Dr. the Honorable, Dr. the Right Honorable Andrew Holness. Dr. the Wrong Dishonorable Andrew Holness. Why you don't cut out few page out of your degree and put it on paper and say to us, say, here, I've come up with a crime plan. Or why don't you ask AI to write a crime plan for you? Try it, no? Are you say we prepare for go digital, you know? Jamaica we stone a drop down pan roadside and we don't have nothing to push it when I lift it up. Jamaica we light post broke down if you lean too hard, panny. Jamaica with them turn off electricity when them ready to do them drugs shipment. Yes, that same digitalized Jamaica. Prime Minister, you need to shut up. Shauna Smith. You need to stop. You coming out here and throwing your colleagues under bus. You coming out here throwing your colleagues under bus, Prime Minister. You're as bad as cartel throwing ISAT under bus. You are that bad. Because don't think to say, you're going to come throw them out here to the wolves. For the wolves eat them up. No, are the chief executive we want to talk to. This blunder is about the chief executive. This blunder is not about your frontline staff them or your back office staff them. No, you the chief executive where all your different general managers are meant to be reporting to you. And then now you come out here and come tell us, say, Jamaica, I have identified a lot of failing general managers. Then you're not a good chief executive. If you can find so much failing general manager at once, it means you weren't focusing for years. Because the truth is, Andrew Holness, they have been underperforming for years. They've been falling short for years. We have been identifying their failure for years. So even if you dare listen to we, you wouldn't have to come out now. You could have fixed those things in private long time. But don't come out here, come show them tactically under the bus because civil war a brew in the Labour Party privately. Wanna bring it out a road and make the blood spill pan the whole away. Yeah, I feel we bull cow. Make the blood spill pan the whole away. Who's going to wield the knife at Andrew Holness first? Because certainly, if one of you all don't wield the knife, all of you, I mean, all of you will be going down with Andrew Holness. We're having trouble streaming to this. Maybe an issue with YouTube, and we'll keep you and let you know. Oh, it's not going through to one of my YouTube. Never mind. But it tell me some people that on. Hold on, which one is it? It says it's not stream to Studio TV, but people are on Studio TV. That's what it's telling me. It's telling me people are on Studio TV. Just 1 second, there, my peeps. I'm just gonna look at something because StreamYard send me one galang in. Oh, it's working over Studio TV because Debbie over there and Kate Emma over there. Me don't know. Me don't know why same thing or rather. Hold on, me have to know if I cut out now, if I not cut out myself. Kenroy Johnson. So, don't even think, Andrew, we're going to chew up your MPs where you identify, say, a fail and spit them out. The failure is Andrew Holness. And that's the failure we are addressing. The failure stopped with you. You should have identified it. You should, long time, you should have done something about it. You did not. You did not. So don't come out here, come throw them to the wolves. It's you that we are dealing with. You are the chief executive that we employ, who the country thought, Don Fox, was a safe pair of hands. It only turned out Andrew Holness, Paula Shelley, that you were the worst pick when it comes to the tirade between yourself and Audley Shaw. The whole on were wicked because remember, Audley Shaw benefited from the economic collapse that FinSac buttressed. Maybe he would have still have to step down because of ill health, and Andrew still surface as he surfaced after Bruce. But don't continue to come and try to convince us that horse dead, cow fat, here drop off a tree and apple rot now grown. We know the fowl go upon rules. Because fowl can't manage to take the buffon will fowl here dog and get out a road at night time. Step down, Prime Minister. The failure is too much now. The failure, Prime Minister, is irreparable. the failure, Prime Minister, you will not have time to correct the amount of it. Resigning, though, would be quite much more of an honorable thing to do. It would save your integrity, what's left of it. It will save the life of the Jamaica Labour Party. Because if you think the Democrat get a beating, wait until Andrew Holness calls the next election. If you think, it's like how Kamala did run back on me with and me push her away and said, don't run back on me, lady. You now can run behind none of with Andrew Holness. What you are going to have to do is to lie flat on your face in the pig pen. Because nobody, not even Everard Warmington or Pernell Charles Jr., now go on to have nothing to do with you. Because you are tainted. You've damaged a lot of people. You've damaged your party. You've damaged your country. Look how Kim come out on a ball with you. It's because of you, you know. Are you at the root of Kim balling? Because when Kim asks for the seat, Una never give to Kim. Una send Tiffin Warrell as caretaker. And then soon get done Crystal Lee. Where them decorate the place. You know, green mango on a tree of green leaves. I saw the labor them look. And North West St. Anne's Sunday. Few green mango, power whole mango tree a green leaf. So you know, so you have to look good to see where the mango them there, because the mango and the leaf are the same color. And true enough mango never did so you see mango galore. Then the one mango were dead, you have to look good through the green leaf them. To say, indeed, there are mangoes there. Wanna get them up a green something there? Or only have the same green. Wanna have just the stage. Wanna wear the same shade of green as well. Make it make sense. Well, Prime Minister say I will go on the road a sentence. And I can't go and go down and sleep on it. I don't need it. When Andrew make road, because we born and grow sleep on the floor. So carpet is a comfortable place to sleep on. You only need, if you don't have a pillow, just draw 2 foot of shoes and put on your head. And just say, I'm going to go on the road a sentence. So this man can walk on Promise Road. You're not tired to walk on Promise Road, Prime Minister. Every turn you turn, the Prime Minister Promise Road. But you know what? The more road the Prime Minister promise is the worse. What you say, me stuck? Are you hearing me though? Can you hear me, Debbie? Let me know if you can't hear me. Can you hear me? No, it keep repeating. Carlos say I'm good. Colin say yes. It keeps repeating in private. Okay, one can't hear me. So yes, this Prime Minister keep promising roads. Thanks, Kevin. It's not coming through. There's a lot of cleaning up from Beryl and Raphael that is lagging behind. An awful lot. And if we can't get the cleanup done, how are we to believe any of the promise wanna come with about roads? Look at the state of our drains across the country. Look at the reluctancy and the slowness of the local government and national works agency. This is why so this man is going cuckoo. Because after him hand out try contract and we see excavator they go turn over, the Prime Minister still come back and I come tell you about procurement for Chai Bridge. Or we get back to procurement after a contract has been handed over and grown break. The Prime Minister need a mental evaluation because him now remember the lie them when tell we. Or if him make up new lie and tell. Or if at all you hear we keep asking from where they, what is happening at Chai Bridge? From the chapter turnover, we don't hear nothing more about it again. Me say Andrew in some community today walk power and bridge where them put piece of board across the road for him walk. And him do it shamelessly. And at the same time, every time him hold a mic, it's what PNP has done to the country for 18 years. What are the corrections that you have made in the 8 years? Okay, we heard you of what you said the People's National Party have done. Some may believe you, some may not. That's up for discussion. The question is, what have you done in the last 8 years to correct any of what you're complaining about? Under your tenure, Prime Minister, are the most thief we ever see resign. Under your tenure, Prime Minister, are the most money we ever see go missing across government. Under your tenure, Prime Minister, we have one of the biggest raid of poor people money where the JLP aligned SSL rob poor people and Rich Bolt and walk off with their money, given that they benefited $14 billion from the FinStack era. And you still walk and tell we the nonsense them and expect we if you go talk, you say Andrew Holness say, tell us who the MPs are. The MPs where you throw under the bus, Andrew Holness. The MP where you say fail to do them job. The MP them where you did forgive job description. The MP them where after you give them 300% pay rise, you say them going to have to work now because we never dare get no money for work, and now we get money for work, so we're going to have to work. Have you done an appraisal? Have you done a one-to-one? Have you given task and deadline? If you cannot answer those questions, then you are the failure. So now come out here, come throw them under the bus. Ian, how are you? Don't come out here, come throw them under the bus. If your staff fail, they fail because of you. They fail because of bad and horrible management. They fail because of lack of management. They failed because of incompetency. They failed because the prime minister was busy doing his personal things, such as running his companies and studying, while we were paying him to run our country. So don't come throw your MP them under the bus because we not buy it. And we not go take set upon them. And you fail. And you we are deal with. You are the failure. And you we are deal with. You are the hog head. Hog head make good jerk. Cousin Marina Wagwan. You are the hog head. Both your prime minister. So don't bother think we are going to go after your lazy team. No. We knew they're useless. We knew they're lazy. We've been saying that for quite some time. If you were listening to us, Dr. Chang wouldn't be in the position he's in. Dr. Tufton wouldn't be in the position he's in. It's because you're not listening. If you were listening to the people complaining across social media about road and water, about high cost of living, about having nothing to do, because we're not talk about jobs in Jamaica. We're not talk about a few built up places like maybe Ochi, Negril, Spanish Town, Kingston, Montego Bay, such like and such a forth over Portmore. But wider rural Jamaica, there's no job creation. Young people still don't have nothing to do. Ask Floyd Green how much jobs he has created or in partnership with private sector in Southwest St. Elizabeth. Ask him. And ask your MPs across the country, especially you in rural Jamaica, how much jobs they have created either in the public sector or in partnership with the private sector. How much jobs have they created in your constituency? Don't listen to these liars. Don't listen to these liars. You identify the failure long time. You know it's there long time. You listen to social media and you hear we identify them long time. Don't come bluff with now. Don't come bluff with now because you want we forgetting our war with you and the Jamaica Labour Party. No. If it's you and the Jamaica Labour Party, may I take the Jamaica Labour Party get side against you. And then when you drop a dot, me walk off and say, me no business, me never detour them, me never see what happen. You don't call my name. Me never see what happen. And it's the same way Ed Bartlett come tell we say. Not Ed Bartlett, the Dunce Delroy Chuck. Look how much car I drive pan road. People are going a hardware. And people are line up. Hey, beg your pardon. Hey. People are line up a fast food restaurant. So Delroy Chuck say, because of them three something there, money a jingle in our pocket, the economy I do well. I wonder if you are one of the non-performing flippity gibbet Delroy Chuck. Anyway, the junk for them where mash up with country can go on because we don't go have cat lives to go. Because we don't have more than 9 months left, you know. And 9 months, what on we have to deal with. By your quint the baby born. So right now the whole away a breed to get rid of you. I don't know if some people are gonna have them baby 7 months or 9 months, but we will get rid of this prime minister. We will get rid of this prime minister because the direction this country is going, it's not in a good light. And because this is a prime minister who cannot identify or correct mistake, him just keep rolling from one disaster to the next. What isn't fair, the country or the people shouldn't have to roll from one disaster to the next with this prime minister. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. And go hope by tomorrow, dirty StreamYard can fix him problem where him a create because him not allow me. Sharon Powell, how are you? Not allow to put in my background tonight. The Google slide is also having problem, and StreamYard still a take with money. We need to send them an email tomorrow anyway. Anyway, my people, thank you all very much for being here with us tonight. Thanks to everyone on TikTok. Kathy, thank you very much as always. To those on YouTube, thank you all very much for your continuous support. Join us right back here tomorrow morning for your At a Glance program. Thank you very much. Walk good and good night from the Global Television Group.
We don't feel comfortable sitting in Parliament with a Minister of Government who has openly accepted responsibility, who expresses no regret for the act, where a Commission of Parliament has confirmed that the act is corrupt and has referred it for prosecution, and that minister shows no sign of wanting to resign, or the Prime Minister showing no signs of moving to dismiss the minister.
With all the sympathy that one can have for support, this is embarrassing, not only to the government as a party, not only the PNP, but to the government, to Jamaica, to all of us. Our heads bow this morning with this sort of reaction to it.
So we have to take firm actions in this regard. It is a dark day for Jamaica, where the Prime Minister is unwilling or afraid to act against a minister in which the public has lost total confidence and in which the institutions of the society are all agree that this person does not enjoy their trust or faith and has breached the confidence that the people have placed in them. I believe that this has the potential, if it continues, to bring down the entire government.